Welcome back, my name is Sam, and in today's video we are going to talk about Valtteri Bottas, Cadillac, and the brutal reality of Formula One politics. We are only 5 races into the 2026 season, and already there are serious rumours that Bottas could lose his seat. Not at the end of his contract, but potentially much sooner. We are going to look at why a driver with 10 Grand Prix wins and 250 race starts is suddenly fighting for his survival, why his teammate Sergio Perez is completely safe despite having the exact same number of points, and why an American driver currently struggling in Formula 2 might be the real reason behind all of this. Let's get into it. When Cadillac announced they were joining the Formula One grid for 2026, they made a very clear statement with their driver lineup. They did not go for a rookie. They did not go for a pay driver who only brings money. They went for experience. They signed Sergio Perez and Valtteri Bottas. Between them, they had over 500 Grand Prix starts. It was a lineup designed to build a team from the ground up. Bottas, in particular, was brought in for a very specific reason. Think about what this man has done in his career. He has 10 Grand Prix victories, 20 pole positions, and 67 podiums. He spent 5 years at Mercedes alongside Lewis Hamilton, winning the Constructors' Championship every single year from 2017 to 2021. He then spent 3 years at Sauber, doing the unglamorous work of developing a car that was never going to fight for wins. He knows what a championship-winning car feels like, and he knows what it feels like to be at the back. That combination of experience is exactly what Cadillac needed. During his time at Mercedes, Bottas was also known as one of the best development drivers in the sport. He spent countless hours in the simulator. He gives precise, detailed feedback that engineers can actually use. For a brand new team like Cadillac, starting from zero with the smallest workforce on the grid and a customer Ferrari engine, that kind of technical contribution is absolutely priceless. Bottas himself said it best when he signed. He called it a chance to be part of something being built from the ground up. He was not coming to Cadillac to win races in year one. He was coming to help build a team that could eventually win races. That was the deal. That was the understanding. But Formula One is a fast-moving business, and loyalty does not last long. Over the past few weeks, reports from major outlets like Sky Italia and Bild have started circulating, claiming that Cadillac bosses are already discussing Bottas's future. The rumours suggest that his seat is under threat, and that the team might be looking to make a change. Now, if you just look at the championship standings, you might think you understand why. After 5 races, Valtteri Bottas has 0 points. But here is the thing, his teammate Sergio Perez also has 0 points. So, the pressure is not coming from the scoreboard because there is nothing on it for either of them. If you dig deeper into the numbers, the picture is a bit more nuanced. Perez has been faster in qualifying, winning more of the head-to-head battles over 1 lap. In Canada, for example, Perez qualified 17th while Bottas was 22nd. But it is worth noting that Bottas did not finish his best lap in Canada because of a red flag, and the race reported that the real gap in the first 2 sectors was closer to half a second, not the 0.86 seconds the final time suggested. On race pace, the picture is actually more balanced. Bottas has the team's best race finish of the year so far, crossing the line in 13th place at the Chinese Grand Prix. Perez's best result is 15th. In Miami, Bottas got a drive-through penalty for speeding in the pit lane, but he later explained that it was caused by a known issue with a button on his steering wheel. In Canada, he had to start from the pit lane because the team made unauthorized changes to his car under park-firm conditions. Meanwhile, in that same Canadian Grand Prix, Perez had to retire from the race on lap 39 because his front right suspension completely failed. So yes, Perez is a bit quicker over 1 lap. But the gap is not enormous. The race results are actually in Bottas's favour, and both drivers are dealing with a car that has real issues. Given that context, why is Bottas the one under pressure? Why are the rumours only about him and not about Perez? The answer comes down to 2 things: money and marketing. When Sergio Perez signed with Cadillac, he did not just bring his driving experience. He brought the massive financial backing of Carlos Slim and companies like Telcel and Claro. Reports suggest that Perez's contract is worth around $10 million a year, matching what he made at Red Bull. But more importantly, he has a special clause in his contract that gives him a percentage of his merchandise sales. When Perez was at Red Bull, it was estimated that 65% of the team's online merchandise sales were driven by him. He is a massive commercial asset, especially for an American team that wants to build a huge fan base in North and South America. Bottas does not bring that kind of financial package. He was hired purely to do a job, develop the car. And in the ruthless world of Formula One, when a team has to choose between a driver who brings millions in sponsorship and merchandise sales, and a driver who only brings technical feedback, the technical guy is always the one who gets pushed out first. But there is another massive factor in this story, and his name is Colton Herta. Herta is a 26-year-old American driver who currently serves as Cadillac's test and reserve driver. He is exactly what Cadillac wants, a young, fast American driver to represent an American brand on the global stage. The plan has always been to get Herta into a race seat, but there is a problem. To race in Formula One, you need a super license, which requires 40 points. Right now, Colton Herta has 39 points. He is agonizingly close, but he is not there yet. To get that final point, Cadillac placed him in Formula 2 this year with the high-tech team. But his F2 season is not going well. Halfway through the year, he is sitting 12th in the standings, which is not high enough to earn the points he needs. Cadillac is trying everything they can to help him. They have scheduled him for 4 free practice 1 sessions this year, because a driver can earn 1 super license point for completing 100 kilometers in an FP1 session without receiving any penalty points. But even with those sessions, the math is difficult. 4 FP1 sessions would give him 4 additional points, bringing him to 43 in total. But he needs to actually complete those sessions cleanly, and he needs to keep his nose clean in F2 as well. Getting Herta ready for a full-time race seat is a complicated process, and it is certainly not something that can happen overnight. Cadillac CEO Dan Tauris made it very clear earlier this year just how important Herta is to the team's long-term vision. He said that if Herta had turned down the F2 opportunity, he should never talk about Formula One again. That is a strong statement. It tells you everything about how much the team wants this to work. This is why the rumours of Bottas being replaced mid-season in 2026 do not make a lot of sense. Even if Cadillac wanted to put Herta in the car tomorrow, they legally cannot do it until he gets that final super license point. And even when he does get it, throwing a rookie into a struggling car halfway through the season is a huge risk. When Motorsport Week asked Cadillac about the rumours, a team spokesperson strongly refuted the claims. And for now, that makes sense. They need Bottas. They need his experience to help fix the balance issues and the oversteer that plagued them in Canada. As team principal Graham Loden said after the race in Montreal, the team is making progress, they are bringing upgrades, and they are starting to fight in the midfield. They need stability right now, not chaos. But in Formula One, a denial today does not mean much for tomorrow. The reality is that Valtteri Bottas was always going to be a placeholder. He was brought in to lay the foundation, to do the hard, unglamorous work of turning a brand new entry into a functional Formula One team. Once that foundation is built, Cadillac will want their American star in the car. The pressure on Bottas is not really about his lap times. It is about the fact that he is standing in the way of the team's ultimate marketing goal. He is doing exactly what he was hired to do, but in a sport driven by money, sponsors, and national pride, doing a good job is not always enough to keep your seat. It is a tough situation for a driver who has given so much to the sport. Bottas celebrated his 250th race start in Miami, a massive milestone that proves his longevity and skill. But as the 2026 season goes on, every mistake, every bad qualifying session, and every setup issue will be magnified. The media will keep asking questions, the rumours will keep swirling, and Colton Herta will keep waiting in the wings. What do you guys think? Is it fair that Bottas is under so much pressure when the car is clearly struggling? Should Cadillac give him more time to develop the team, or is it inevitable that they will replace him with an American driver as soon as possible? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read as many as I can, and it is always great to hear what you think about these things. If you are new here and you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe. We cover all the big stories from the paddock every week. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.